Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. Then let's go down low, touch our toes. Back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. Wave side to side. And then back down to touch our toes again. Excellent, guys. And then stand up and shake it out. Shake it out. And now hands on hips. And let's do a wiggle side to side. Wiggle side to side. Stop. Another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And next we can go round and round. Round and round. Round and round. And stop. And then back the other way. Round and round the other way. Give our spines a nice stretch the other way. And stop. And to finish, we can do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So welcome to today's science lesson. And to begin, we're going to recap the previous lesson, what we learned about that contains all of the different planetary objects. What do we call the place, guys, when we look out into space? Solar system. Yes, the solar system is everything that is contained in our universe. So let's write that phrase on the board first. The T-H-E. Solar, S-O-L-A-R. And system, S-Y-S-T-E-M. All together, guys, the solar system. And within the solar system, there are lots of different planetary objects that we learnt about in the previous lesson. Now, who can give me some good examples by raising their hand? What type of planetary objects do we have? Down. The sun. Yes, the sun is probably the most important planetary object in the solar system because it provides all the heat, the light, and the energy. So we've got the sun. Good start. But there are others, guys. Like how? The moon too. Yes. We have the sun of a daytime, but when it's nighttime, the sun goes down and the moon comes up. O-O-N. And what else can we see at nighttime with the moon? Stars, yes. S-T-A-R-S. And Prel, what was you about to say? Planets, yes. Where are we now? What planet are we on? Planet Earth, yes. Earth is one of the planets in the universe. P-L-A-N-E-T-S. Now, thinking back to the exercise we did in the previous lesson, where we learned to form all of the different planets in the correct sequence away from the sun. Let's see if we can remember how many different planets in our solar system, guys? 8, yes. So let's say, can anybody remember the name of the first planet closest to the sun? Mercury, yes. So Mercury is spelled M-E-R-C-U-R-Y. Mercury. But then, after Mercury comes Venus. Well done, guys. Excellent. V-E-N-U-S. Venus. Then comes us. Then comes our planet. And we are on planet Earth. E-A-R-T-H. But then after our planet Earth, what comes next? Mars, yes. Sometimes in the night, if the sky is really clear, we can actually see Mars, and we can certainly see it if we use a telescope. But how about after Mars? Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the biggest planet. And remember, we can sometimes tell Jupiter, if we look closely, it looks like it has an eye on the surface. It's the biggest planet and sometimes has an eye. U-P-I-T-E-R. Then after Jupiter, the one with the ring, Saturn. Saturn is the only planet that has a ring and is spelled S-A-T-U-R-N. Now, getting towards the end planets, can anybody remember? Uranus, yes. The hardest one to say, quite a funny word, U-R-A-N-U-S. And finally, Neptune, well done. And Neptune is spelled N-E-P-T-U-N-E. So we can see all of the different objects in the solar system, especially the planets. So let's say them one more time, guys. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. That was brilliant, guys. Very well remembered of all of the planets. So that was a recap exercise of the previous lesson when we learnt about all of the different planetary objects in our solar system. And what we're going to do now is we're going to choose one of them objects and begin learning more. Can anybody guess what object are we going to choose to learn more about today? I'll give you a clue. It's where we are. Earth, yes. Today, we are going to begin learning about planet Earth, some of the different ways in which planet Earth is formed and what it's made up of. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking of the PowerPoint presentation about planet Earth. So let's all turn to look at the TV screen, please, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation today, Planet Earth. Lesson 1. Yes, and as you can see in the picture here, guys, is a picture of planet Earth. Now this picture is taken from space. It's taken using one of the objects we learnt about yesterday. Remember, satellite. A satellite is a man-made object that we send into space to take pictures, like this one here of planet Earth. Now, getting to know planet Earth a little bit, what are all the blue parts? Water. Yes. How about the green parts? Land. And the white parts? Clouds. Well done, well remembered. Planet Earth is made up of water, land, and then the atmosphere has clouds. And sometimes on the land, you can see here this big white part of the land. This is the desert. In Africa, the top part of the continent of Africa has a desert called the Sahara, where it's all sand. So this green part is land with grass and trees. But here in Africa, they have the desert. And I can just about make out here, this is England. This is England from space. And then this is the continent of Europe. And over here is Asia. This is China. And Thailand would be just about here. I think Thailand, oh no, actually that's India. Thailand is here. So this is Asia. This is Europe. You see how if we take a picture from space, we can see all of the Earth. Planet Earth was formed over 4.5 billion years ago. 4.5 billion. Do you know how much a billion is? A million. 4.5 million years ago. That's older than teacher. And do you know where this picture was taken from? Here is the Earth. Yes, but here you can see a planet. Where was it taken from? What's the next planet after Earth? Mars, yes. This is a very famous photograph called Earthrise, when the astronauts, the spacemen, went in a spaceship to Mars. And what they could see then in the morning, they could see Earth rise. You can see the sun is on this side because the light from the sun is reflecting on this side of Earth. But here, it's dark, which means that's the side the sun isn't on. So this is a very famous photograph called Earthrise. Earth is the third planet from the sun in our solar system, which we learnt about in the last lesson. This big ball of energy here, sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. That's our solar system with all the different planets. And we are here. We're not too close to the sun to be hot, and we're not too far away from the sun to be cold. We're just in the right area, which is why we can live on planet Earth. No life on these planets, it's too hot. No life on these planets, it's too cold. Our planet Earth is just in the right position. 71% of Earth's surface is water. And the remaining 29% is made up of land. That's why if we look at a map of the Earth or the world, it's mainly blue, because 71% of the Earth's surface is water, over 2/3, and the remaining 29% is land, continents. Earth's polar regions are known as Arctic at the top. That's the North Pole. And the bottom is the Antarctic. Antarctic is the South Pole. So at the top, North Pole. You see here, all of the white parts, the Arctic region, above the red line. And then below the red line here at the bottom, Antarctic. Yes, so North Pole at the top, South Pole at the bottom. There are different layers to the Earth as we go deeper below the surface. Did you know that if we keep going all the way to the center of the Earth, do you know how many kilometers we'd have to go? To get to the center of the Earth, 6,378 kilometers. If we went underground, that's how far we'd have to go. We're here now, continental crust. This is where we are on land. Then, underneath that is the water, oceanic crust. Yes, then if we go even lower, upper mantle, lower mantle, outer core is here, and then the very center, inner core. Yes, the inner core, nobody can ever go there. The inner core of the Earth, the very center here, is as hot as the sun. In the very center of our Earth is just a big ball of energy. Nobody can go near it. The furthest somebody has gone is here, the upper mantle. And that's less than 500 kilometers, because here it's too difficult. And especially here, where it's as hot as the sun. The continental crust is the top layer of the Earth where the land is. This is where we are now, continental crust, the top layer. The oceanic crust is the second layer, where all of the bodies of water exist here. So this is the continental crust, and then the oceanic crust. The upper mantle lies just below the crust and is partly made of molten rock. Yes, that's when, if ever you see a volcano, if the volcanoes erupt and all of that hot liquid comes out of the volcano, the lava, it comes from the upper mantle. That's this area of the Earth here. But see, if we cut away the Earth, we can go inside, and each time it gets hotter and hotter. So the next stage, the lower mantle. is 2,225 kilometers thick and made up of magnesium and iron. Yes. And then we get to the core. Well, first of all, the outer core. The outer core is this orange part here. The outer core is liquid and made up of molten iron and nickel. Yes, a type of metal called nickel. And then finally, the very center of the earth, the inner core of the earth is solid and produces great amounts of heat and energy. Exactly the same as the sun. So you could think about, in the center of our earth, if we peel away all the layers like an orange, if we got to the middle, we'd have a little sun inside our planet Earth that's as hot as the sun. Any questions, guys? That was brilliant, well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about planet Earth so that they can get to know some of the different facts about planet Earth. And today we're focusing on how Earth is made up all the way to the center of the Earth. And coming up, we've got a flashcards exercise for our students to understand more about the different layers of Earth. But before then, guys, it's time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. We can begin by doing some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. And now we'll do some stretches. Let's do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. And now we'll take our right hand and find our left foot. Then take our left hand and find our right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Very good, guys. And now let's do some stretches. Arms and legs, stretch it out. Stretch it out. And then let's stretch it up. Stretch it up. Stretch it down. Stretch it down. Stretch it out. Stretch it back. Stretch it left. And stretch it right. And to finish, guys, we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. Welcome back to class. Now we're going to do a flashcards exercise of getting our students to understand the names of the different layers within the earth. So what we're going to do now, teachers, is we're going to draw a diagram of the earth on the board. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be a good representation of the planet Earth. So a sphere, and then we'll do some land masses and some water masses too. And then we'll do a section of the sphere that is cut out into the different layers. And there are 6 different layers which represent the Earth's crust and core. So what you'll have to do is print off the flash sheets prior to the lesson and cut each of the different layers into individual flashcards. Fold them and place them into a bowl. Then after we've done our diagram on the board, we'll have students pick one and choose the correct place for each layer of the Earth's core to go. Well, first of all, I need to draw a diagram. So let's see, what shape is the Earth, guys? Is it square? Triangle? What shape? Circle. Okay, so we need a big circle on the board. Okay, does that look like a circle? Yes. Okay, so what we need to do first of all is we're going to cut out, imagine the Earth is an orange. What we're going to do is we're going to cut a section of the Earth. So here we will have the different layers. Now, can anybody remember how many different layers to the Earth's core? 6. Okay, so what we need to do now is to do a representation of the 6 layers. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we have the 6 different layers of the Earth's core. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So imagine this section of the Earth, we've cut into it so we can see inside. And what we can do here, we can make the Earth look a bit more like the Earth. We can do some different land masses and also the water. So the water will be the blue areas. And we know from the PowerPoint presentation that 71% of the Earth's surface is water. So it will mainly be a blue diagram. Okay? But I haven't got green for the land masses. So what we'll do, we'll use black. And the land masses can be represented with black. So this is just a very simple diagram to show what the Earth looks like on the surface with water and land masses. And what we're going to do now is we're going to concentrate on this area here. This is the diagram that we've cut in to the Earth, and there are 6 different parts of the core. So we'll take one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then finally the top layer where we are 6. So what we can do, guys, is that when we pick out our different flashcards, we'll have our students write each one in its correct location, starting from the top to the bottom of the Earth's surface. Okay? So are we ready to choose our flashcards? How many different flashcards must we have? 6, okay? So each student who picks one can show it to class, and then we can try to work out, in fact, I'll number them. The top one can be number 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go number 6 is the very center of the Earth's core, all the way to number 1, which is the outside of the Earth's core, where we are now. What we need now are some students to come forward and pick the flashcards. Prel, come and join me at the front of class, please. Prel gets first choice at one of the flashcards. Choose one and show it to your friends, please. What can we see on the flashcard? Oceanic crust. Now remember, oceanic crust is the level below the continental crust. Where we are now, continental, we then have the oceanic crust. So what number on our diagram do you think represents the oceanic crust? What number do we think, guys? Number 2, correct. So now, what we want Prel to do is write the words oceanic crust alongside number 2. If Prel can reach. So, can you write here, Prel? O, C, E, A, N, I, C. And then crust, C, R, U, S, T. Proud, that's excellent. And very well done for reaching. It could have been proud to get number 5 or 6. But what we can see, the oceanic crust is the second layer. This is where all the water masses lie. Proud, one more time together. Oceanic crust. Layer number 2. And that was brilliant, Prel. High five and a big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and do the same activity with your own students. Remember, choose a different student for each different layer of the Earth's core. And then we can practice speaking together at the end. Okay, and now let's see who can be next. So the student to choose the next part of the Earth's core will be Pangpon. Come and join me at the front of class. So choose a flashcard and show it to your friends, please. Pangpon. Okay, so what does Pangpon have? Outer core. Okay, so the core is getting to the very center of the Earth, but not quite the very center. What layer do we think the outer core is, guys? Layer number 5, correct. So Pangpon, you have layer number 5. Can you write outer core next to number 5? So O, U, T, E, R. C, O, R, E. Yes, here the outer core is almost in the very center. The outer core is the second most inner layer. So we can all say together, guys, number 5, outer core. Pangpon, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pangpon, please, guys. Okay, so we've got 2 down, 4 to go. Now let's see who can choose the next flashcard. And now it's Pak Bung's turn. Pak Bung, come and join me at the front of class. And show it to your friends. So what can we see, guys? Inner core. Okay, so Pangpon has just done the outer core. Where do we think the inner core is? Number 6. Here is the outer core. The inner core is the very center of the Earth, where it's as hot as the sun. So Pak Bung, can you write inner core? I, N, N, E, R, C, O, R, E. Excellent, Pak Bung. You can see number 5 was the outer core here. But if we go even further, we have number 6, inner core, which is the very center of the Earth, where it's as hot as the sun. Pak Bung, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pak Bung, please, guys. So that's 3 layers down, 3 more to go. So let's see who can choose our next flashcard. Next flashcard will be chosen by Pat. Come and join me at the front of class. choose a flashcard and show it to your friends. Upper mantle. Okay, so we've already done the core, the inner core and the outer core. Now where do we think the mantle might be here? Do we think the upper mantle is number 3 or number 4? Yes. Oh, sorry. Upper mantle. Look carefully. Upper mantle or lower mantle? Upper mantle will be number 3. Okay, so Pat, you can write upper mantle alongside number 3. U, P, P, E, R. And mantle, M, A, N, T, L, E. Excellent, Pat. Well done. You can see the upper mantle is the layer that is just below the oceanic crust. So all together, guys, number 3, upper mantle. Pat, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. And now 2 left, so let's see who can go next. I would like to invite Sam to come and join me at the front of class, please. And choose a flashcard from the bowl. Okay, so Dan has chosen continental crust. Okay, now the continental crust is the layer of the earth that we are on, the very top. So what number do we think, guys? 1. Number 1. So Dan, can you reach number 1 and write continental, C-O-N-T-I-N-T-A-L. And crust, C-R-U-S-T. So all together, guys, number 1, continental crust, which is where we are. Down, very well written and very well reached too. Big round of applause for Down, please, guys. So that means we have 1 layer left. And to demonstrate the position of this layer in the Earth's core, I will ask Net to come and join me at the front of class. We have 1 layer left. Can you show it to your friends? Here we have lower mantle. So you can see here we had upper mantle. That means that number 4 will be lower mantle. So Net, can you write lower mantle next to number 4, please? So lower, L, O, W, E, R. And then mantle, M, A, M, like mantle here. M, A, N, T, L, E. Excellent, Net. So all together, number 4, lower mantle. Brilliant, Net. Big round of applause for Net, please, guys. So what we've got now on the board is a diagram of our Earth. And here is the cross-section of the different layers. So let's say them all together one more time. Number 1, continental crust. Number 2, oceanic crust. Number 3, upper mantle. Number 4, lower mantle. Number 5, outer core. And number 6, inner core, are the different layers of the Earth's center. Guys, that was brilliant. Very well done. And now it's time for our worksheet activity. So teachers, make sure every student in your class gets their own worksheet activity. What we've got today is we've got a list of sentences about the center of the earth. What we want our students to do is, using the correct words from the word box, is to complete the sentences. Each word only has to be used once, and it's some of the vocabulary that we've learnt about already. And then when we've completed our writing, our students can then label the different parts of the Earth's centre. But remember that on the diagram of the worksheet, there are only 4 parts. So there is one section for the mantle, and there is one section for the core. So we only have to write mantle and core one time each. So give our students around 12 minutes for this activity, and then help them with anything they need. So Ned, this one's for you. You're welcome. Pat, for you. Nadia, for you. You're welcome. Chu, for you. You're welcome. Down, for you. You're welcome. Prel, for you. You're welcome. Bakau, for you. You're welcome. And Pangpon, for you. So names on top first, guys, and then, using the words from the word box, try to complete the sentences using the vocabulary and the words that we've learned today. So if you need any help, let me know. And then, when you've completed the passages of writing, you can label the parts of the Earth's centre correctly. So remember, for the diagram, we only need mantle one time. And we only need core one time. If you need any help, guys, let me know. So the first sentence, we have the something surface of the earth. What do we think about the crust? The crust is the outer surface of the earth. That's where we are now, on the outside, on the continental crust. And the crust is a layer of the earth that's like the skin of an orange. Excellent, Lakau. Very well done. And it is thinner under the oceans. What do we think? Mantle, a rocky layer located under the crust. Yes, here we have the crust. So underneath the crust we have the mantle. The mantle is under the crust. Here's the crust of the earth. Then we have the mantle, and then we have the core. And if you need any help with any spellings or that, guys, you know the words are on the worksheet. And then, okay, when you get to the end, Pangpon, what we can do, so for the diagram, the top part, where we are now, continental crust. So on the diagram, we need to do continental crust first, then the oceanic crust, and you can just write mantle, and then core, because the worksheet has simplified it to just 4 parts. But really, the core has 2 parts. Outer is made of liquid, and the inner core is made of solid. And if you have time, guys, if you finish already, you can colour in your worksheet, the diagrams of the centre of the earth. Excellent, Anne, well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to choose the correct words to complete the passage about the centre of the earth. And then when they're finished, they can choose the diagram by writing the different sections. And we're going to practice speaking for you one final time now. So ready, guys? Crust. The outer surface of the earth. The crust is quite like the skin of an orange and is thinner under the oceans. Inner core. The solid iron nickel center of the earth that is very hot and under great pressure. Mantle. A rocky layer located under the crust. It is extremely hot, about 5,000 degrees. And then we have the outer core, made of metal, so hot that is liquid. This layer moves slowly and produces a magnetic field. And they're the different parts of the centre of our earth. Guys, that was brilliant. Well done. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and now understand more about Earth, particularly the different sections of the Earth that make up all the way to the centre. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say bye-bye? Goodbye. See you again soon.